All right, good morning, everyone. Happy Thursday. Hope everyone had a great day yesterday and hope you're having an amazing morning today. So, good morning, good morning. Let's see what the market has for us today. Right now, looking really quick, very light gappers watch list. Good morning, Norm. How you doing?
I'm great. How are you doing, Carlos? Good morning.
Doing good, doing good. So, let's see what we have here. Let's go over as usual. Our rundown is we'll go over the SPY, having a bit of a sell-off here. What's any news coming out? So let's go over the SPY, see what the SPY is doing. Also, we'll go over our watch list from yesterday, see what some of the top plays and highlights. And then we'll get into our trade ideas gappers and then also into the Nasdaq active and Nasdaq gainers right over here on our top list. Then we will go right into both chat rooms, see what you guys have on your end. What are you watching that could be possibly in play today? And actually, that makes me think about Norm Unit. Unit was a stock that was actually not in the gappers list. It was something that someone had mentioned in the chat room, and it turned out to be a really nice trade for us. So thank you for whoever mentioned that. I don't recall the name. But just one of the great things about being part of a community, you know, we can share ideas, we can share possible stocks, and we can all benefit from it. So thank you for whoever did that. All right, so see what the SPY is doing today. Also, Brian did his weekly recap, his midweek recap yesterday. So make sure you check that out in our channel on YouTube. He talks about some of the possible swing trades he has in play and some of the things he can expect from the market. Again, right now, we've just kind of been chopping away here. We sell off a bit, but usually we always end up a little bit higher than the day before. Have you noticed that, Norm? It just seems like every day seems higher highs. So
Just kind of grinding higher right now. Yeah.
yeah. So see what it does today. We're having a bit of a sell-off here. Well, not really. It's small moves. Once you look into this, this is really normal stuff. So we'll see how we end the day today. All right. So let's see what we had yesterday. So on my watch list, I had AU. Let's get our charts here in line for how the open was. So AU was mentioned also by someone in the chat room. I believe it was on the YouTube area. But AU again just started off really choppy. I didn't really like the price action here. 5-minute chart looks better, but I didn't take any trades on this one. Just didn't look clean enough for me. You have some really big volume. Let's get our pen out here. All right, here we go. So we had some really big volume here. Then it just started dying down. Didn't do much the rest of the morning. Then we had CVS. CVS was a little erratic. Price action was really all over the place. I mean, look at the volume, right? This is 3.5 million shares at the open. Usually when you have that type of volume, you don't really get clean trades right at the open. And you can tell that by the price action. It's just really all over the place. Look at this candle here with all the volume. And then it just continues to be kind of untradeable. You can scalp it if you had a good entry and quickly goes towards your direction. You can scalp it and take some profits out, but just really choppy right at the open. It does settle in later on. It kind of gives you some moves here. I think some of the members took it here for a long, bouncing off these moving averages towards the high of the day, and they got out here, couldn't crack 65, comes right back down and right back up to 65. So again, just here you had a really good move, but at the open it was really hard to take any type of trade there. Garmin, how about Garmin, man? This was just unbelievable. Did you trade Garmin at all, Norm, yesterday or no?
No, I didn't trade Garmin. I probably should have.
Yeah,
But by the
right.
time I had it on my gappers, but by the time it started running, I was already in something else, and it's one of those things. It's a fight. You're like, well, it's too extended. It's too far, and then it went another 3 points. So
Yeah, that's exactly what happened to me. I was actually in KNDI, which we'll go over in a second. But yeah, once I looked over, I'm like, oh, this could have been a great open range breakup. But when you have this huge move, I mean, look at this first 5-minute candle. That's a huge move. And I usually, if you know from my trading rules, I try not to get in as much as possible before the 5 minutes. I try to stick to that as much as I can. And in waiting the 5 minutes, looking at this 5-minute candle, just look way too extended. Hard to take a trade right in here when you don't get a pullback to at least here. Right, I want to see that pullback here, and then on the way up, I want to get in here because this gives me a comfort zone that, okay, this is going to crack and continue higher. I got a good risk to reward. But getting in here without a pullback, that's a tough move. But whoever did, congrats. This was an amazing trade yesterday, and it never looked back. I mean, it's just constant high, going high, going high. Here, it kind of puts in a double top. You could have taken some profits here, but tough stock to trade when it's been so strong. I mean, this stock was up a couple of bucks, $10 or so. So again, very hard to take a reverse on a stock that's been so strong. And look at these candles, all green all the way up. So very tough trade there. Next we have FCX. FCX, again, just price action all over the place. Again, tons of volume. Look at this candle, 2.6 million shares traded. Tons of volume. A 1 minute chart looks a little better. You had this nice sell up here, then sells off right below VWAP. This could have been a good entry actually. That's a type of stocks I like to trade when it does this right below VWAP. I didn't trade this when I was in KNDI. But then again, just it doesn't move much, right? These moves are not big. This is 1370, this is 1350, right? So not huge moves, and then it starts really not to move after it loses the volume. LUV, very choppy. I got caught in this thinking it was going to squeeze up, but look at this 5 minute candles now after the fact. This looks all over the place. Look at this first 5 minute candles just all over the place. Here, a lot of us in the chat room, again, this is a nicey stock too, so I don't like the way these trade sometimes. But right here, does this nice engulfing pattern after it sells off, comes above VWAP. You have this choppiness here, but it continues to get higher and higher. And here we thought it was going to squeeze to go higher. We got in here and it just completely sold off, so it didn't become a good trade for the long. But hopefully some of you guys took this short here. Once it loses all these moving averages, right? This is a great opportunity to get in for a short. Even here, after it does this pullback, get in for a short and it does a nice drop. Next, we have KNDI. Also, before I forget, a lot of traders in the room. I was probably done trading around this time. A lot of traders in the room took this for a long here after this double bottom. So they took advantage of this trade. And again, it did test their patience because it took a while to really take off. But when it did, it went all the way up to the level we had 60. What was it? 54, 66. Hits that level right on the head, and you took advantage of that. Then the next one I had was a KNDI. KNDI is this was great. We had a good opening range breakup here. You can see my recap on this on what made me get into this trade, how the price action was acting. We got in here. A lot of us actually no, we got in yeah, right over here. A lot of us took this trade in the chat room, and then we had a really nice pop over to almost 830, 38 or so. So that was the watch list on my end. Norm, did you trade anything that was exciting yesterday when you're in?
You know, I really didn't. It was kind of a blah morning for me. I traded Walmart that had been in play earlier in the day that broke down. I traded Nvidia yesterday. I mean, I had an okay day. It just wasn't a great morning. So, and it was stuff outside the watch list, really.
Gotcha. Yeah, it's funny. After the mid-morning, a lot of stuff just started going sideways. I mean, again, you had the minutes or the coming out from that meeting, right? From that Fed meeting or whatever was going on. And until then, things were very flat, just kind of waiting for that. And then things started moving a little bit erratic all over the place at that. All right, so let's get right into it, guys. Let's see what we have here in our trade ideas gappers, which is not much. So let's get rid of this here. And let's start with CGC. Leslie, I am sharing my screen. You should be able to see my charts now. So yeah, definitely refresh. Oh, perfect. Okay, you're good now. Excellent. Thanks. All right, so CGC, let's start here. CGC is down 3.2, 302,000 shares traded. Let's get our charts in line here for what is happening this morning. Very choppy pre-market action right now. So I'm trying to see where the volume is. I don't see a good actually the 5 minute chart looks a little better. You have a somewhat of a flow here. The thing with CGCs, I do not have shares for short, and a lot of brokers do not have shares for short on this stock. So don't feel left out if you don't have this. So let's see what it is doing today. Let's look at the daily chart. Good volume. Pre-market action looks okay. I have tons of levels. I'm gonna remove these. It's just way too many. Looks congested. That's a little better. So again, just selling off has been the chart doesn't look great. It's kind of choppy, right? It's kind of up and down all over the place the last several days. Here it was trading really nice, but now it's starting to get into a point where it just doesn't know what to do. So we'll look at this. If you have shares for sure, this could be a good trade today. Does have a good pre-market action and does have quite a bit of volume here. DPC's down 6%. That's interesting. Wow, this thing is trading at $261. Oh, it's Domino's Pizza. Okay. So yeah, this looks good. Very nice big drop here. Anything trading at 280 that dropped 6%. That's quite a big drop. A little bit above my price range. I like to trade things under $100. Just my niche. Nothing wrong with trading 200 stock trading at 260. Action looks good right now. Not that much volume, right? We had this big drop here, but right now the volume is not really there. It's only 138,000 shares traded. But let's see. We got some room. Today we don't have much to watch, so we can see if this gets better throughout the day. CBLK is down 20%. Wow, what is going on here? It's quite a bit. All right, down 20%. And we do have shares for
Just want to
sure.
give people a heads up real quick,
Yeah.
Carlos. While you got DPZ, keep in mind that thing put in a 25.5-minute candle.
Yeah,
So
that's
be careful
insane.
trading that.
Yeah. Thanks for pointing it out. That's just crazy, right? So again, you can't really go in here taking, 100 shares or 200 shares. You could really get hurt by this. So be very careful. CBLK is down 20%. I like the daily chart when it drops like this. It has a huge down day. Pre-market action not looking great right now. It is a little early, 8:40 Eastern time. So we'll give this a little time to see if we can develop something better. But at the moment, I don't like the pre-market action. Volume needs to get better, but I do like the daily chart. When things drop this much, like a unit, like a PCG, and things like that, they tend to have a good, decent day for a bounce or so, or maybe even continue to sell off. So this looks good. All right, so that's it for our gappers list right now. Let's go over to our Nasdaq active, Nasdaq gainers, and then I promise I will get to the stocks you guys are throwing out on YouTube. But we'll look at those in a second. So Nasdaq gainers, IMDZ. IMDZ not doing much right now. Has tons of volume, 5.3, but it looks like a buyout. Let's just check real quick on our Benzinga here what we have on IMDZ. Yep, looks like it's a Merck to acquire Immune Design at 585. So definitely a buyout here. Not tradable. We'll skip that one. CREG is has a little bit of volume. Not a great pre-market action. See what the daily chart looks like. When it does get the volume, it does run. See the volume here comes in. You do have some possible opportunities for a long side here. Let's check our float. Very low flow, 5.5 million shares, under $5. So this is a very volatile stock. I need to be really careful. Right now, I don't really like the pre-market action. I'm going to throw it down here for those that do like to trade this stock in between that price range. See if it picks up some volume and it creates a good pre-market action here. AYTU, nothing happening there. ZSAN, not sure about this one. What's the float? I'm not getting a float on this one on Trade Ideas. Can someone check Finviz? Let's see what we have for this, but I'm not getting any info on this. Is a recent IPO? No, it's not. It's got some history here. All right, so right now, look at the pre-market action. Yep.
10 million.
10 million? Okay.
So,
all right, so on the lower side, I don't like the pre-market action. Now it looks a little funky. These candles, I just don't know. Something funky about it I don't like. Also, as you know, under $5, you got to be extra careful. I usually don't trade anything under $5, especially low float. 10 million float is could be dangerous. So yeah, I'm not sure. On the fence on this. We'll keep it here for now. See if it gets more volume. 141,000 shares traded right now. But again, not something I will be looking to trade this morning. But we can help find some levels for those who will. What do we have next here? We're down to CAR. Someone mentioned this in the chat room. So CAR, no, I don't see a good volume right now. It is gapping up 11%. That's nice, but the volume is not there. Also, look at this price range. This thing can move. Yeah, you got to be careful with this one. Look, this is these candles here. This is 32.23. I'm sorry, 32.30, and this is 32.65. So you're having 30 cents candles in here. That's very dangerous. You got to be very careful trading this stock. What company is this, by the way? Avis. Yeah. So needs to get more volume overall, but you need to be very careful how you trade this stock. I do like the daily chart is gapping up nicely here, so it could be in play maybe in the mid morning. So maybe in the mid-morning when it settles down, it could give you a good opportunity. But at the open, if you get this surge of volume with that type of movement, you know, when a candle can give you 30 cents move, you got to be really, really careful. We'll put it on here. We'll go through it just in case it gets better. But that's a stock you want to really manage your risk properly. BSGM, we see this quite often, BSGM, but it doesn't really trade well. And you can tell just by the daily chart. Look at the daily chart here. Right, it doesn't look good. Here's having some good days here, bouncing up. Pre-market action today, no volume, so we'll skip that one. BLCM, nothing happening. ZSA selling off now. We just looked at that one. I guess it moved down in the ranks here on Nasdaq gainers. HTGM, nothing happening. KNDI back on here. Wow, KNDI actually held this. Look at this. So I had a huge day yesterday. This might be in play today.
Yeah. Candy's in play today. It just didn't showing up because of the ATR.
Gotcha, gotcha. Oh, yeah, right. ATR was at what, 41 cents yesterday.
something like that.
All right, what is going on with
Yeah.
our trade ideas? Okay, so it looks like it's just delay. I hit enter and it's taking a bit to pull up the information. But all right, yeah, this is definitely in play today. Wow, actually held this pretty nice here, so definitely watch KNDI. All right, next we have last on the Nasdaq gainers, RESN. RESN, no volume at the moment, so we'll skip that one. IMDZ we looked at already. Again, this is exactly what a buyout looks like. The buyout is at 585. That's confirmed with our Benzinga feature we have in our chat room. BLRX is under a dollar. I'm not really gonna mess with this, so we'll skip that one. RWLK is not looking great. No, has the volume 977,000 shares. Boom, right there, 1 million. So look at how these orders are coming in. You see this? These are huge orders. I mean, these are all block trades. You don't want to be involved in anything that can that's under a buck, or even under $5 that's moving like this here. So that's where the volume is coming from. These guys are dropping some incredible large orders here. So not in play. AMD. AMD actually traded really good yesterday. So I saw someone mention it in the chat room. It had some really good ranges here. I wasn't watching it, so couldn't take advantage of it. SQQQ ETFs, we don't trade those. KNDI we have. TVIX ETF, Volatility Index. Brian talks about this in his recap yesterday, how it's just taking a huge hit. Obviously, the market is grinding higher, so this will be grinding lower, right? It does the opposite of what the market is doing. Another ETF, and then CBLK we have already on here. So not a lot for us to watch today, but some of this stuff might be okay. So let's see what you guys have on your end. What are you guys watching? I'm sorry, not Brian. Norm, anything you have on your end that you could think of as well?
Yeah, I've got Nike NKE. They had news last night. They had a star basketball player blow out a shoe and hurt his knee. So that one's down a little bit. And then NCLH, Norwegian Cruise Lines.
NCLH. All right, excellent. All right, yeah, so Nike, yeah, I could tell here it's they're down 1%, has the volume 151,000 shares. This could be popping up into our scanners pretty soon if it continues this way. So interesting here on some news. Let's see what happens there. And then NCLH, wow, look at this daily chart, up 7%. What's the news again on this one, Norm?
They had earnings this morning.
Earnings this morning. All right, cool. All right, so that'll be fun to watch. We might not get a play right at the morning, but mid-morning or afternoon. I'm gonna put it here on my secondary list. Although Nike looks good for the open, because sometimes you get these stocks that don't have a great pre-market action, but at the open, at the news, they can have some good moves. So I'm gonna throw NCLH here for a possible morning play, mid-morning play later on. All right, guys, what else you have on your? Go ahead.
Pretty common for NYSE. It's pretty common for NYSE stocks not to have much action until we get real close to the open. So that's why I try to keep an eye on those two sometimes. Yeah,
makes perfect sense. So we're getting VIPS. VIPS at the moment has the volume. I don't like the pre-market action though. Looks pretty choppy. Again, does not mean that it cannot have a great day. But right now the pre-market action looks choppy, even though it has all this volume. Mid-size flow. I do like the daily chart is down 9.8. So this is nice. It is. We do have shares for short, so that looks good. So we could watch this. Let's see how the pre-market action develops. What else we have? WEN. Now this one doesn't have no volume, and the pre-market action doesn't look great neither. Has a good daily chart, right? We like to see when things drop like this because they tend to have some movements. But this one I will wait for it to hit our scanners. An October breakdown. Next, what else we have? NVTA. No volume on NVTA. Daily chart looks good. Had a really big day yesterday. Could be setting up for another big day today. Kind of looks like KNDI, right? KNDI. Look at the daily chart here. Big day yesterday, but the only difference is KNDI does have a lot of volume, so that's going to be in play today. All right, what else we have? So yeah, on NVTA, I'm not going to watch it right now. Daily chart looks good, but there's not really a lot of volume at the moment. All right, Garmin. Yeah, let's see what Garmin is doing today after a monster day yesterday. So not much going on today. Right, this at the pre-market action. no volume. But again, this stock can definitely be in play today. Maybe in the mid morning, it can provide a good move. But for the open, I'm not going to watch this one. Then CVS was another one that had a huge drop, right, on earnings, missing sales, I believe that it was, and some guidance and things like that. So another one that also, just like Garmin, just the opposite, right? This might also have a big day today, but right now the volume is not there. So what I'm looking for in the pre-market action is for things that has a little more volume, at least over 200,000 shares traded. But again, CVS, Garmin, what else we have here? Nike, things like this. I'm going to look for them to hit our gapper scanners, turbo breakdown or turbo breakup. But for the open, I'm going to try to watch things that have a bit more volume already in the pre-market. NEO, no activity on NEO this morning so far, so not much going on there. Has been having, daily chart looks great, but for the open, I don't see a good pre-market action right now. PCG, see what's going on here. PCG is again slowly crawling back, closing this gap. We were talking about this yesterday with Brian as well. It's closing this gap here. Next gap it has to close is all the way up here. So again, it's been really nice to trade if you're swinging this right from a good entry. At the moment, I don't see a good pre-market action. Does not mean that it cannot have a good day. It did yesterday. So it can do that, but today I don't see a good pre-market action for PCG. All right, guys, anything else? All right, Peter mentioned J&J, Johnson & Johnson here. Not much volume, but I see what you're looking at. See the daily chart, right, dropping nice here as well, down 1.6, and this can we traded this before in the past. It can definitely run. When that news came out, had this huge drop here. We had some fun with J&J at that time. All right, guys, I don't see much that looks crazy today, and that's okay. We don't need to watch everything or too much, but let's go through this list. Let's find some levels. If you look at anything that gets better, we can definitely take a look at it. All right, so let's start with CGC. CGC, 322,000 shares traded so far. Daily chart looks good. I am probably not going to watch CGC just because I do not have shares for short, and I think it's been trading a little choppy the last several days. That's just my take on it. And look at this daily chart. See this here? This is meaning a chop as well. You like to see days like this where it's actually moving. So again, yesterday and the day before were very choppy. So I'm gonna probably not watch this one again, and not trying to be biased because it's been choppy. Also, I don't have shares for short. I want to trade a stock that I can go both ways, right? So I have some levels here. Low of pre-market 44. Next level down over here at 41.66. I don't think you'll get there because again, it just hasn't been moving much. Towards the top, you have some previous day lows, previous day low here, previous day close, and then previous day highs hanging around 47. So I think those are very good levels already. You can actually even mark this day here. No, you have these days consolidating around 43. And the only reason for that is because I don't think this stock is going to move much today. That's just my take on it. With how choppy it's been, but the pre-market action is looking great. It's looking like it's creating a real nice range here with volume, so that looks decent. DPC, for those that are going to trade this, again, Norman mentioned earlier, if you're just joining us, good morning. You know, this stock is moving very wild. The price range was it, Norm? You said the price range 30 bucks or so.
I think it was like 25, yeah, 25 bucks in one 5-minute candle or something.
Yeah, that's insane. So be very careful if you're going to trade this. I do have low of the pre-market at 253. Below that 243. I like when you have this consolidation here. You see all these days bouncing from that 243.53. Then below that, and the way this thing moving, this actually can get here 238.79, and then way down here 232.47. And again, guys, levels are areas. So look at what happened to me yesterday. Just to take an example here, we got some time. Let's go to Roku. So Roku, I had a nice trade on Roku. I set a limit order to what was it over here to exactly at 54, and I got left behind by a couple of cents. So don't be stubborn and get stuck that, oh, it has to hit this level on the head. If you get close to it as an area, you know, take profits or stop out, follow whatever rules you're setting for that level. All right, so back to DPC. So towards the bottom, we got plenty of levels. Towards the top, we can mark this date here as the closest level towards the price, 264.15. And then above that, we have this one here at a 272 based on this day here. Then you got plenty of levels above that. Previous day high, previous day close, high and lows from here, and highs from 2 days ago as well. So plenty of levels there, and the way this thing is moving, it can really hit any of these levels really after dropping like this. So that's DPC. I am personally not going to watch it, so I'm going to remove it from my list. One is too high price for me and just too volatile. Is that something you will watch, Norm, or something you're probably stay away from as well?
It sure as heck won't be the primary thing I watch. I might see it. I might keep it in there just to see, what it does, because it has settled down somewhat. It's moved since it made that massive drop. It's moved $7, which isn't huge for a $260 stock. Right. I'll keep an eye on it. Yeah.
Correct. So Tommy, UGAS, we'll wait for Brian. Brian is the expert on UGAS and DGAS. He can give you more insights on the natural gases here. So CBLK doesn't have a great pre-market action, but I do love that it's down 20%. That is quite a bit. So let's get some levels here. Low of the pre-market 1262. Below this we have a clear level here 1145. That looks great, and we're kind of the price action sitting at a level right now. I'm gonna mark this one very close to price action 1288. So let's see if it can crack below this again. And then high of the pre-market we have 1367. Above this, I'm trying to see if I find a good level. You got a nice moving average coming in here, which we can mark this moving average here 1434. 200-day moving average coming in here on the daily chart. And also look how this matches with these days here, so that's good. Get more confirmation on there. So plenty of levels there. Let's see what it does. Again, right now pre-market action doesn't look great, but I like this one when it's down 20%. When it's down so much like this, two things are going to happen, obviously. But if it loses the low and it wants to create a new low, it can really go, right? People are going to start just dumping their shares. But if it can bounce as well, and if it bounces, it usually can be very aggressive as it's down so much. So I like stocks when they're down over 15% or so. Nike, I do like Nike. We got some news on it, so I'll watch it. Not the best pre-market action right now. Daily chart looks good though. So let's see what Nike has for us. Low of the pre-market 83.01. Below this we have these 2 days over here at 81.88. You also have a moving average coming in if you want to mark that also. You can mark that moving average there. I think that's it must be the 20. But you have a moving average coming in there as well. Above that we have the high of the pre-market at 84.08, and then above that plenty of levels. You have the previous high and lows all in here, plus the previous day close. So some good levels on Nike. Pre-market action is kind of holding this at 83 now, getting bought back up. Down 1.3, so we'll see what it does here as it picks up volume this morning. NCLH doesn't have a lot of volume. I'm gonna throw it. I have it down here for a possible mid-morning play later on in the morning, but again has some news on here, gapping up 6%. I have high of the pre-market 57.55, and above this this kind of right there where the high where it was before. Anything above this? All right, so we have some levels up here. Let's zoom in to find a nice clean level here. We can mark this one 58.46, and also all the way up here 59.61. In case this does a Garmin move like yesterday, that was insane. Let's bring this up a little more. 57.50 right there. Here we go. Now towards the bottom, all the way down here, obviously you have the previous day lows, previous day close, previous day highs, all hanging out there around 54. But let's get something in between here. Nice, look at this nice reversal pattern here on the daily chart, double top. Let's see if we can find a good level here. So I'm going to mark this one, not the greatest level, but I'm going to mark 56.39, and also down here 55.44. So I'm marking those two just because we need something in between where the price action is now and then the previous day close and low, right? This is just too much room there. It's good to get some kind of levels. And actually look how these levels are turning out to be, right? Without looking at the pre-market, we can see that somebody's watching these levels. I mean, they're clearly stopping right on them, so that could be good for us. All right, so that's that. VIPS, let's see what VIPS is doing. I know it's down quite a bit, 10%. I do like the daily chart. I do have shares for short. Pre-market action not great, but volume seems to start to come in. But we're getting to at a. I think the daily chart doesn't look great. What kind of stock is this?
It's a
There
Chinese
we go.
mail order catalog of some sort. Yeah.
There we go. Then that makes sense because the daily chart could tell that does not look as clean. Yeah, I'm on the fence on this one, guys. Let's find some levels in case you do want to watch this one, but just be careful with it. It could trade choppy. Low of the pre-market 652. High of the pre-market we have it at 680. In between, no pretty good levels in between, really. I mean, you can mark the low of this one date here, these 2 days at no, you know what? That's not clean. I'm not gonna mark that level. There's no clean levels in between here, really. Yep, there's nothing clean in there. So below that, in case it sells off, you have levels over here at 620. Obviously, very clean level down here. But this is what I like about these type of companies. Look at how nasty this daily chart looks, right? There's just more wicks than bodies in most cases. Just not clean to find levels. So another one here at 575. We have this date bouncing from here. Then we have also these ranges kind of going on these both levels, 575 and 517. All right, not a fan of this one right now. Again, just don't think this is going to trade well, but we could be surprised. I mean, it has 600,000 shares traded so far, and it's not creating good pre-market action. So that's also a little bit concerning. All right, CREG, not a good pre-market action. Does have some volume here, but again, this is under $5. So me personally, I'm not going to watch it. It is gapping up nicely, 17.4. Actually, no, it does have volume, but just not a good pre-market action. So I want to correct myself there. So I'll get rid of this one. CAR up 11.5, no volume. It does have the potential though, because we looked at the daily chart. This looks great. This is Avis, right? Avis. So it does have the potential to do something in the mid-morning. We'll find some levels. I'm not going to watch this at the open, but I will throw it on here next to Norwegian so we can see if it later in the day, if it pops up in our gapper scanners and we get a good possible play, we can do that. Low of the pre-market 32.18. It's trying to crack this level here, 33.32, which is the high of these 3 days on here. Above that we have 34.10, and then way above that we have 34.66. So pretty tight levels here. Let's see what it does here. Is looking like it wants to possibly go back towards the high of the day. Towards the bottom, below the below the low of today, we have this one over here, 31.08. Very clean levels. You can see this day's bouncing right from here and back down. And then below that, you have all the previous day highs, previous day lows, and previous day close right on here. Okay, what else? Oh, KNDI. Yes, let's look at KNDI, which see what it's up to today. So definitely in play, tons of volume, 298. And we do have some levels already. High of yesterday, right here. Currently high of the pre-market, we can mark that at 864. Low of the pre-market, we can mark it at 813. Do we have levels above 9? Yeah, we have 991. Anything in between there that we can possibly right, so we have 991, and then between here, it's not really clean level. We could mark 925, but that's not really the best level. But again, it's in this type of stock, you really want to play the price action if you're in it. So don't be stubborn with the levels. Play the price action. If you get a good move, 20, 25, 20, 30 cents, make sure you take profits. All right, so I do like KNDI. I think it's strong. It didn't sell off today, so that's good. After having such a big day yesterday, if the volume comes in, it can have a really good open. All right, guys, so that's what I have so far. Norm, anything on your end? Anything you want to add?
Somebody mentioned it in the chat, but I've been keeping an eye on. Hang on one moment.
Yep.
Sorry about that.
Abio,
I've been keeping my eye on the video game stocks. EA, Take-Two. EA's been trading pretty well recently, and then Nvidia I've had on my list, which it hadn't been trading that well the last couple of days, but it might if the market gets a little more volatile. So.
Yeah, which one have you been watching closely out of all of them? Which ones has been trading somewhere well? EA, right?
Yeah.
Actually, no, I didn't see what EA. Oh yeah, look at this sell-off yesterday. Wow, nice. Yeah, I'm gonna throw on EA on here as well. What did ATVI do as well? ATVI, also a big sell-off yesterday. Wow, look at that double top there. That's just perfect entry on this 5-minute chart. So yeah, these have been trading well. You know, I'm gonna watch them today since it looks like we don't have plenty. That looks great. I'm gonna throw this on here for just to keep an eye on them for possible mid-morning play. All right, guys. Anything else on your end? We have AVP. AVP is doesn't have great volume right now on AVP. Let's look at the daily chart. Daily chart looks good. Looks like it can continue to pop here, but right now at the moment for the open, I don't see a good play here. It is a larger flow stock, so even though it's under $3, it is tradable. You know, the average true range is 28 cents, so you can take higher number of shares on here if you get a good opportunity. But right now the volume is not there. But not saying that it cannot be a great play after the open. All right, what else we have? Yeah, Tobias, EA is a great stock to have on your side list. Also throw on their ATVI. They both trade really well if you have space. IMDZ, yeah. So IMDZ, so Abiel, which is one of our moderators as well, is telling me that IMDZ is it's just a rumor. It's not a confirmed buyout. Although price action in the 5-minute chart looks a little bit crazy. Tons of volume, 7.5 million shares traded. Now here's my concern when I see that type of volume. You know, you traded so much and you haven't done a real nice flow, real nice, good pre-market action. You know, that's a bit concerning, but I'm going to be interested to see if this is not a buyout with all that volume in the pre-market action. I want to see how that plays out. We do have some space here, so I'll watch it just to see what the take is here. I don't even know what levels to find here. I think the pre-market and the pre-market high and the pre-market low are what, 5 cents away? So it's basically a line. So we'll see how this plays out. But again, right now there's really no sign of levels in between here on how to trade it. So let's check it out. Because Norm, we've seen this, right? It has happened to Andrew before, where it's a possible buyout and then the stock trades nicely, right? It has this huge sell-off or pop-off, and this one is great because we can go short or long here, and doesn't move much, so we can really manage our risk. What is the float on this IMDZ?
Right, it's 100+ million, yeah. Or no, excuse me, I had something else. Sorry.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Carlos.
Yeah, this is 40 and average true range 9 cents. Well, actually that's because the last 14 days, but today is obviously trading more than that, more than 9 cents on the average true range. All right, we'll do a few more, guys. We're coming up on 9:10 Eastern time. Let's look at ICPT, and then I'll start finalizing my list here. Wow, ICPT, look at this sell-off. Just insane. It is on short selling restriction already, but it's not creating a good pre-market action. But this could be something you could put on your side list because it is going to have some kind of day today. I mean, look at this last several days. Just crazy. But for the open, I'm not going to watch this. I'll throw this on here for possible mid-morning play after the open craziness. So Eduardo, CAR, I took off I actually have CAR here, but I'm not sure on it. I'm just not sure. I think it's pre-market action is not looking great. Hopefully it can get better, so I'm not sure on CAR. What's your thoughts on CAR, Norm, at the moment?
I mean, the pre-market action is ugly. It looks like a NYSE stock, but it's not. It's a Nasdaq. So yeah, I don't know. It might be. It tells me it'll probably be difficult to trade today.
Yeah, and again, guys, you want to be careful. This thing moves. Look at these candles. These are very big candles here, dollar-wise. So be careful the number of shares you take. Just because it's $33, it can move on you 30, 40 cents in a matter of seconds. All right, guys. So right now, so far, just kind of go over what I have here. I have CGC popping up here nicely. Has a good pre-market action. I do like the ranges it has created. Not the best daily chart, has been choppy the last several days, but selling off. So we'll see how it plays out today. Actually, in talking about CGC, let's see what Kron is doing. Kron actually has a better daily chart, right? Has this nice bounce here. Yeah. Horrible pre-market action, though. It has 110,000 shares traded. Not great. All right, so then CBLK. So here's what I like about CBLK. I like that it's down 20%. Daily chart is so-so, but I like the fact that it's down this much. Right now, the pre-market action looks horrible. So I'm going to really wait for this to create something and see if the volume comes in. If volume doesn't come in, it might not be in play. Nike is nice, picking up some volume now. It is down 1.1%. It's recovering almost everything now. Look at this, Norm. It's kind of pushing up here.
Yeah,
So it might
really come back.
Yeah, it might want to come back and close this gap, get back up to the previous day close. So I do like Nike for that. And actually, the pre-market action doesn't look so bad. It's just missing volume. If it can get some volume, it'll create a nice range here. So, but again, as Norm mentioned earlier, nicey stocks usually do not have a great pre-market action, and that is so true. VIPS, I'm on the fence on. I'll put this over on the far right. I do like that it's down 9.8, so we'll be watching this one as well. Has a big drop here, but a horrible pre-market action, although it has all this volume, right? All this volume, 808,000 shares traded, but not a great pre-market action. So not excited about this one. IMDZ, I am putting Abio on the line here. I'm taking his word for it, and let's see if he can prove me right in a good trade here. but yeah, this is not, it's a rumors of a buyout, and usually when that happens, you can possibly get a good move here. So let's take a look on how that trades today. CAR, I'm on the fence, but you know what? It looks like it's looking strong. It looks like it wants to make a new pre-market high right now. I do like that it's up 13.2. I don't like the pre-market action. I think it should have more volume for the type of gap that it has. But I do like the daily chart, and I do like that is up quite a bit, 13.2. Then KNDI was great to us yesterday. Let's see if today it can give us a good open. Now the key here, guys, on this stock, the way we teach how to trade this is you want to wait. You don't want to trade this right at the open. Before the 5 minutes, be very careful, because you can get faked out so bad, right? It starts moving up, and next thing you know, everybody starts selling right from the pre-market, and then you get caught in a nice flush. So be careful, wait for it. No fear of missing out. No FOMO 2019 is what we're preaching here. So please be very careful on not jumping the gun on here. And also, most importantly, do not take 2,000, 3,000 shares on this just because it's $8.50. Yesterday I took 1,000 shares and we made a good amount. We made I think it's 260, right? So you could make a good amount of money with low shares to manage your risk. All right, so don't blow up your account going crazy here. Next, and then here I'm gonna watch this on my side list, just in case they have a good trend play or something. EA, again, doing nothing now, but it could have an amazing morning, as we have been seeing. We also have ATBI here, same thing as EA, could have an amazing day as well. And ICPT, I'm not sure about it, but I'm going to watch it here on the side list as well. Norm, anything on your list that I don't have that you'll be watching today?
No, all the same stuff that we've already discussed. And it's some of this are things that if we had a better gappers list, I wouldn't have on.
That's correct. That's correct. Yep.
Sometimes you really got to dig.
Yeah.
Hey, good morning, Brian.
Hey, Brian, good morning.
Hey, good morning, everybody. How's everyone doing?
All right. Good, Brian. You guys have a good day. I'm going to turn it over to Brian.
All right. Thanks, Norm.
Thank you, Carlos. Trade safe, y'all.
Yeah, we got a pretty slim list here, eh? On the gappers.
Yes, we do. We're definitely scavenging here. But
yeah. Car is cranking it up a bit.
Yeah, car is.
I see.
Making your highs now.
Earnings.
I'm just shocked it doesn't have more volume, right? Only 128,000 shares traded, but you know what? It looks strong. It looks gaining all back.
I think we have traded this before, and it does. I think it's been a good trading stock before. It trended higher before. So we'll keep an eye on that at the open. CGC. It's hard to. It's been a little choppy lately, kind of stuck under this 50 range, eh?
Which one?
CGC.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, CGC, yeah.
Yeah. And the other pot stocks are pretty much flat.
Yeah.
ATHA.
Not much going on with those.
No, not much. Roku's up a bit. Yeah, everything's pretty flat here. So what else we got going on? AMD flat, MU's up a little bit, Nvidia's up a little bit.
Yeah, MU's up almost more than half of a percent. See what AMD's doing.
Candy.
Yeah, Candy's actually it's got some volumes.
I was looking at that too. IMDZ. It's gapped up quite a bit, eh?
Yeah, it did. I thought it was. There's rumors of a buyout, so it's not an actual buyout. Abby will confirm this. So again, right now it doesn't look great. Has tons of volume. 8 million shares traded. Not putting in a great pre-market action, but if it's not a buyout, confirm it. You know, it can do something. So we'll see how that opens up. Yeah. Yep.
Let's see what happened. I have 400,000 shares available to flow to short.
This on IMDC.
Yes. Let's see here. CBLK gapping down quite a bit.
CBLK, yeah, down. Yeah, I like CBLK's daily chart, down 20%. Pre-market action sucks right now, but you know, something that's down that much is it's good to have on watch just in case.
Yeah, it's pretty. It's not moving. It's not doing much in the pre-market.
No, it's not at all.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I think we've got some ideas here. Let's watch car. CBLK. Setting up my charts here. Kindy. Keep an eye on that. What about this ICPT?
Yeah, I have ICPT on here as well. Not doing much right now, but if you look at the daily chart, this thing has been just crazy.
Yeah. It gapped up and it just it just crashed.
Yep, gave it all back over and then some.
Yeah, it was over 130 on what would that be?
That's Friday, right?
Tuesday.
Oh, Tuesday.
I think that's Tuesday.
Yeah, it's Tuesday. Yeah, Tuesday. Yeah. Right.
It's crazy. Okay. It's pretty extended from after that move. I don't know if it's much more in that. What else we got? FTI just popped up. And NCLH. Yeah, I think we're just going to have to keep an eye on a couple of these stocks and then just watch the turbo breaks ups and downs.
Yeah.
FCX.
It's one of those days where we have a few things to watch, but nothing looks exceptionally great.
Right.
So definitely wait for a good setup, guys. Don't rush into anything. CAR is looking pretty strong here.
Yeah. If I recall in the past, this thing has always run. Pretty big spread pre-market. Just careful, don't jump it in. Excuse me.
Bless you. HTC. Yeah, it's gapping up as well. Dash right now, I don't see great volume, but I will definitely. We traded this in the past. It trades well as well. So I'll look for this to happen to our scanners as well. If it does, we can tune into it.
Okay. just going to post my watch list here.
Yep, gonna do the same here. I'm finalizing mine. I just took off CGC just because I don't have shares for short.
Yeah, you know what? Actually, I was not thinking about watching CGC. Well, maybe I'll throw it up there because there isn't that much to watch.
Yeah. Yeah, Nas, KNDI is definitely on my watch list. I think it has a good pre-market action. It's been having a great day yesterday, and today looks like it wants to even go higher. So let's see how it plays out at the open. All right, so let me post my watch list here as well. KNDI. All right, excellent. All right, all right, guys, so that's my watch list there. I'm going to send over Brian's watch list as well on YouTube. Brian's list. There you go. All right, guys, so Brian and I will start getting ready to go live at 9:30 Eastern time. Get ready for the market. Trade safe, guys. Make sure to comment and like. If you have any questions, you can throw it in the comments, and our moderators will get back to you as soon as possible. Thanks for joining us in the pre-market show. See you tomorrow again at 8:30 Eastern time. Have a great day. Trade safe, but most importantly, be disciplined. Thank you, guys. Take care.